Yo, what is up? In the everlasting effort by Riot to make the most balanced game of all time, Valorant, they decided to once again change up my and your favorite map, Split. And if you don't like Split, you're just not elite. You're just bottom tier. I mean, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But either ways, there's a lot of changes that came into the game, and I'm gonna tell you all about it. Before we get started, my name is iCanGoPro. I'm an esports caster and host, and I love Valorant, and I stream it a lot. So you can check me out on Twitch. But before I bombard you with some links, let's get into what changed. Split is a map that's been evolving ever since the beta. You guys remember that big ass wall that was down mid? Yeah, me too. Anyways, for some reason, people are just frustrated with the level's layout, so things continue to evolve, as does Valorant. I know there's some angles that get a lot of bad gamers mad, but at the same time, there are some angles that get me pretty frustrated too. So Riot actually decided to take away a majority of the 50-50 angles that were around this map. And if you don't know what a 50-50 angle is, think about when you're trying to retake A on Haven. You have to look left and right, and there's a 50-50 chance someone's going to be in one of those angles, and you're going to end up getting killed. So, to remove that guessing process and actually make it a little bit more tactical, they shortened and tightened a lot of the different angles around the map. So let's start from A site and we'll rotate over to B and see how it changes. The gist of these changes on A and generally around the map is the elimination of these tight angles, and we're getting a little more curvy. First one we're looking at is in Heaven. They opened up that entrance, took away the cardboard so you could spam through it, and rather than it just be a curved wall, an angular wall right there, it's just a straight line so you can see right out the entrance to Rafters. So this is going to give you a lot more options when you're trying to clear out Heaven, because people can hide behind that. They usually could jiggle peek that angle, and that's not going to be a possibility anymore. They could jiggle peek from Catwalk, but they're also going to expose themselves to anyone coming from A main. Along with that, on the site itself, they tightened up the angle to the right. Normally you could be in there pretty deep, and it would be hard to see you until you were fully exposed onto the site where there wasn't really any cover. They kind of opened that up a bit so you could see it fully from Heaven and Rafters, so you could get out anyone who's trying to stay in those shadows over there. And the last one is by Screens. So Screens originally was one of those 50-50 angles where you had to check left and right, one into elbow and one into the just little corner right there, and if you guessed wrong, you'd end up getting killed. But now they added a big curved wall, so you have a little bit more safety when you're trying to clear out elbow, and then you could clear out that extra corner. Moving over to mid, the developers opened up market a lot, so there's a lot more space, a lot more freedom to move around. That big chunk there kind of just seemed out of place, so they gave attackers a bit more freedom to move around there, and if you're on the receiving end of a paint shell, you have some better chance to escape that. On the other side of mid for the attackers is that sewer cubby. Originally that was a lot deeper, but now it's going to be very hard to hold that angle. You're going to have an opposition angle kind of closer towards A site, closer towards the A lobby if you're going to be taking any hard angles on sewer, because now you won't have enough space. You'll be spotted pretty easily from there. Pushing up into vents, which was always a tough 50-50 angle, they made the door wider and they took out one of the corners. So now rather than having a corner, it's another rounded wall. So while you're pushing up, you could safely clear the left entrance better, and then you have a bit more safety, a bit more confidence looking to your right once you finally know that angle doesn't have anyone lurking in it. So B site is where most of the changes came through. They really drastically changed how the B main entrance to site works. So originally it was a much tighter hallway. It was very easy to do one-ways with Cypher, and if you walked through there, you were Dunzo. You were Dunzoville population, your ass. So now things are going to be a little bit easier on the attacking side, because they really widened up that entrance onto site. Originally there was that wall that attackers could hide behind whenever a defender got a little cheeky and tried to push up and you'd shoot him in the back. No longer. There's now a crate that they can hide behind, but nothing really blocking vision. It also exposes the triple stack box, giving defenders an actual chance to hop on without the need for any boosting abilities. So the usual turret spot for Killjoy isn't going to be too strong now, because they're going to be able to see it from B main. Along with that, there's cardboard boxes to the side of Pillar, and this is actually a crucial change, especially for Sage players. Using your wall, you can have some wild one-ways. Check this. Putting your wall sideways lets you be able to shoot the feet of any attacker coming through, and there's no way they could even see you. This is the ultimate one-way, and I can't imagine that this will be patched out soon because the wall's being made out of nothing. It's being formed out of just thin air, so I can't imagine they'll hold on to this. Maybe a hotfix will be coming in soon. Who knows? Another change to B-Site was the site itself. It got a bit of an extension to allow players to plant it and still have an angle from B main. They put so much work into that B main change, they're going to want you to use it a lot more, I guess. So now if you put it in this corner on the stairs, you have a good angle to defend that bomb. I can definitely see this becoming the new default plant site for anyone who's attacking. While it does leave you a bit more exposed to someone on rafters or heaven, it does give you a better chance of defending it, covering it from multiple angles. And finally, in the back alley, they removed the last set of 50-50 angles in the map. I believe that's all of them. So you would go back and originally look left or right, but now the cubby towards the left, it's not deep anymore. Very shallow, so nobody's going to be able to hide from it. So most likely everyone's going to be taking an angle to the right side. And the secondary cubby between back alley stairs and the elbow is just gone. They straight up took it away from the game. So now with the lack of clearings that you need to do because they just removed these angles, I think it's going to make it easier for anyone playing on this map, because personally I hate 50-50 angles. When something's based on luck, it just doesn't make it fun. But now people are going to have to take brand new off angles. I'm really excited to see how this switches up the meta, and especially in the competitive scene. I want to see what these pros can do and how they can manipulate this new map layout to their own advantage, and I can't wait to copy that myself when I queue into ranked. Well, that's the gist of all the changes in this new patch. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments or pull up to my stream and tell me. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday on twitch.tv/ICanGoPro. So come in, say you love him or say you hate him. Either way, I want to see you there. Thanks for watching.